frequently flies to India, frequently he is in Russia or in China or South Africa or in Brazil. So he has got a panoramic view of the world. And today we welcome him to know and to understand where the world is standing today in the COVID-19 crisis. What is his vision for the global economy? How will things, as per him, settle down and life will recover and come on track? So welcome.
Okay, thank you, and pleased to meet you, and very good to be with you today.
Thank you, sir. And you are in Sochi right now in Russia.
Yes.
Greetings from India to all Russians. And we wish you good health.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Sochi is a very pleasant place, and it's pretty nice climate here right now, and it's not a bad way to be quarantined.
You're quarantined in a good place, Sochi near
Right,
Black
I have no complaints. Yes.
And we wish early recovery for the entire humanity, sir. Since Europe is the worst sufferer, and Europe like like the palm of your hand. So kindly tell us what is the condition in Europe right now.
Yes, Europe was taking the first hit from this side after the Chinese, and Italy was suffering badly and a lot of problems, and Italy, Spain, and then it spread it more through Europe, and then it finally came to Russia. And right now, so we're all recovering. So everybody in recovering mode right now. So as we observed, the Chinese recovered in 2 months, and every country basically recovered in 2 months. And everybody getting better, and even flights starting be going forward, and restrictions slow down, and I think everything getting better. Mm-hmm. We're on recovering curve.
But sir, it looks like England is suffering the worst. It has got the worst hit.
England is also suffering badly, but still everybody on recovery. I feel so that we all are.
So do you think is it?
We're all getting out of this. I think maybe June everybody will come out of it already completely. Especially in Europe, the large countries can, like Russia, can be a difficult situation when equalizing everything because like Moscow suffer the most, there are some other places less, and we need to equalize everything, and then it could be completely recovered. Then we need to equalize Europe to country, Asia, Europe. It's a process. I feel it's a process, and we can be open inside the country, but gonna be some problems in between countries. It's a predictable.
Sir, but worst hit is the trade and commerce. What do you think about the economy, since it has virtually stopped everywhere in the world?
Of course, because everything is shut down in our economy in every country. I don't think there is a country in the world who is enjoying this process. The economy is sick as soon as the people sick, and because what is economy? Economy in general, it's people-to-people network. It's trades. It's economy basically. It's a trade. And a trade between countries, a trade between people. Economy is ability to people to provide service to each other. This is what is economy. And getting food, delivery food, traveling. I would say the travel business is really in suffer right now. The international travel business is in suffer, and I don't know how fast it's going to be recovering. And it depends on each country policies. I mean, a lot of going on right now. We observe the small business, middle business are very much suffering. But even in oil business, we observe negative prices on the oil, which is affecting everything. That the stock market is dropping, and we have to, some country, say America, has to um, initiate the cash support for the business recovering, and it's a process. I think that after we're recovering with the virus's economy will be inertially keep going later to make it better or make more healthier after that, but it's difficult. And but to tell you the truth, the the economy will have to divide it in a few portions. Let's say the digitalizing portion will picking up. So right now we can
Okay.
observe, yeah. So remote ordering, the goods ordering, good delivery, food delivery, different kind of B2B, people to people, and everything going online. And online business is going forward because we are, and this is a revolution. To tell you the truth, this is a revolution going from the basic for industrial world to digital world. We digitalize ourselves. We we are created a lot of smartphones, networks, social networks, personal computers. We are live already inside the computer, and our mind is already there. Our kids, if you and I mean you are already a young person, and I remember the time when there is no cell phones, no personal computers. I remember that time. You probably don't know how to live without without the cell
Yeah,
phone.
you are right.
And
You are right.
yeah, and my grandson is already born. He just can make a little bit crawling, but first thing he is born and going to Apple. You see,
And
his best toy. If he grabs the
your mobile
smartphone, it's
phone.
already he knows how to screen the windows and everything, which I am behind him.
he
you
must
know,
be taking out rhymes from the phone via YouTube by
Right.
himself.
So we digitalize ourselves. I mean, we're going through this revolution. We're going to this new world. The old relationship are dying. We're basically capturing into the network. And I remember like 100 years ago, we were in transition from agriculture world to machinery world to industrial world at the beginning of this century, and also we experienced a big revolution, big wars, which is behind the people's scheme. It's already, but in reality, it was a transition to different environment of industrialization, and we got a huge, tremendous um, economic growth, industrial economic growth. Look at the 20th century. We started as an agricultural world, and already 50 years later, we already have a spaceship going out. And another 20 years, we have a computer. And let's say Bill Gates created the first computer in 1970. First computer is a personal computer in Windows 73, 75. Look at
Yes.
this. And where we're at right now, we cannot live without smart. We're already in shock when you forgot your phone home.
Yes, it is true. It's
Right.
our
It's
lifeline
already
right now.
big stress for somebody be without the phone. It's interesting stuff. So this is weird. And this is what coronavirus is created. There's a lot of controversy about it, but in reality, it's all um, within us. Our tension we created. We lost love to each other. We lost connection to each other. We're more digital. We're thinking about money, business, and tension. We have tensions in the family. We have tension with the friends. Look at this. We have sanctions. We're fighting each other. And this is a virus. The mother nature is already coming and saying, "Hey guys, are you crazy? Now sit home and think about it." So in a spiritual way, it looks like this as we have time. Yeah. yeah, we can talk about who is the messenger for this. So the globalization is coming, vaccination is coming, and all creating aggravation, creating a hate, resistance, a lot of this, and it's very true about it. But there is objective part and subjective part of it. Yeah, I'm just a little bit spiritual side of
No,
this.
no,
Yeah,
our
but
pleasure, sir, our pleasure.
generally, I mean, we're all approximately equally down, Some country a little more, some country a little less, but we're equally down from where we were before.
Sir, but you touched a very vital point. You told that this is a developmental phase and era change coming from mechanical to digital life. But what we have seen when previously there was an era change from human work to the machine work. There was lot of suffering. There were job losses. There were sufferings. People died. People went bankrupt. They were not having anything to eat. So, do you feel that if there is a transition from mechanical to digital, the same things can happen again with humanity?
That is the reality. The people who will not withstand the transition, who will be against the transition, who will not realize that this is a place to be and will not adapt themselves to the digital world, they will be suffering. There will be lack of money, there will be lack of business, and they will not find a place. That is the truth, unfortunately. And that is why in the BRICS forum we are very much promoting education people. The education program right now, they're becoming very important. The digitalized, they make people digital literature to learn them how to use the internet, or how to use Excel, how to use the basic stuff, how to go. We need to learn people, to teach people how to create, how to use the Zoom, how to use the Instagram, how to create a network, how to create a website, small website, how to create a small business online. That is a lot of program needed right now for people to just overcome what they have. A lot of simple work will stay there, like a delivery people. We still need a delivery people. We still need service people. We still need a lot of businesses, packaging. A lot of business, air business. Or you can realign yourself in a different environment, and this is the way. Again, right now we're sitting home, even for somebody, there is a two-way to sit home, to play victim and blame everybody around, and finally will come to nothingness, or to utilize the understanding that if you will keep in your mind that is non-reversible, that is forever, then you will start looking how to soothe yourself for this reality, and start thinking about it, and start how to even to sharing your experience like an old people, like a grandma. There's a lot of necessity right now for babysitting, for teaching people, and they can share experience, they can educate people, they can learn different languages. There is a lot of necessity right now for people-to-people dialogue. We need to dialogue. We need to learn how to feel each other better. What do we want? And we started the last forum, which was in India. It calls Vision for Future. We even name it like this, Vision for Future. And we right now in the process of gathering high-level people, like a congressmen, together to get them in a conference call and say, hey guys, how we envision the world? What do you want for the world? What do you envision your world and self in 5 years? What do you want? How we can help people to transit themselves, or how we can help people to soothe themselves, and to get less suffer, and let not them die hungry. That is the important thing right now, because On the first place of isolation is coming like things like most important finally is not the money, it's finally food and shelter. You see, it's not this is what coming in the first place, and you are fine if you have a food and shelter. So you have place to stay and you have something to eat, you can grow something on your backyard, that is how your survival rate uh, will be going, how you. And the people who live like in a warm environment, like in India, Sochi, they have a better survival rate. The people who live in Siberia, because what's gonna happen when gonna be -40, -30, and you have nothing to either empty grocery store or whatever. It will be difficult times for this, and they require to have a bank account. So they need to work. They need to think right now how to help themselves, how to prepare for I would say for other countries, prepare themselves for winter, not hope for somebody who will make world better, but you need to take care of this, take charge of your own stuff, and they think how to withstand all problems. A lot of right now discussion going on. Yeah, we all against all this. Yes, we can go against all of this, but if economy dropped, how we can recover? We still need to recover. First of all, what? Food industry, clothes industry, shelter industry. Everything is going to be on the second level. But I'm talking right now, not like I'm talking about personally from myself, and how I feel about the future. Needs to be ready.
So the transition period in this transition period, like previously, the countries, especially the developing countries of Asia, they were going for adult education. Now is it the time for adult online or adult digital education?
It's time for digital education. It's very important, digital education. And how to market.
And sir, what do you think?
Say it again.
It has been called always that 21st century is the century of the East. You are also from the East. We are also from the East. What do you think after the Corona crisis? Will it be the century of the East or will it be the century of the West?
It's kind of not in my mind, because you have to be close to your neighbor indeed. So you have to first of all find a relationship with your neighbor, then you can support each other. It's very difficult, let's say, support each other between, let's say, India and Mexico. Okay, oh, we're good people. Yes, we're good people. How can we support each other? We can try something, but the border is too far, flight is too far. And it could be exchanged, the trade activities going there, of course. But first of all, you need to be close for the friends. So if we're talking about us, so the BRICS country is organized. The first main leaders, it's China, India, and Russia. Then we join Brazil, and South Africa, and there is a great opportunity to grow from here, and developing the union which can help to each other and supply. I wouldn't say right now who is lack of what, but it's a pretty strong union. Will be even the three of us, India, China, and Russia, can be like a stone, like a rock, which is survival rate is really high, and we can join on the BRICS plus already countries who can contribute to the union something that we can survive, better survive rate. How to survive on a trading activities, but we're talking about countries. But the most important, again, people to people dialogue. But I think the people to people will be the future, not a country to country, but the people to people. We need to create a service to the people. We need to be open to the people. We can marketing to the people to people. I think that is a better survival rate than going to country, because when the country to country you relate and rely on government, you rely on some big company. When you're talking to people, you rely only on yourself and your ability to sell yourself, sell your service, do something bad for each other, thinking ahead and talk. What can I bring to the what I can contribute to society to be useful for? You see, that is very important right now, Stana, because that is what the message basically. That is what condition of living. Some people live in a condition that what I can get from society, and some people living from the condition that what I can contribute to society. And when you're trying to give and getting spiritually, you will get something always. You will be rewarded from the. Let's say from the God, but the God is within everybody.
Yeah.
If God lives within us, so if you contribute something to anybody, then you will contribute it
Something to
from God,
everybody.
from somebody. This is
Yes.
what. So that is how we need to think about it, how to give, how to open your soul up and give it to people, and thinking. Because there is nobody to blame. We always looking somebody to blame. We're looking, let's say, to blame governments. We're looking to blame world government. We're looking to blame somebody. But in reality, but realization is who are doing all this. We say we don't want a war. Okay, we don't want to shoot each other. But who is shooting? Who pulling the trigger? Not the people who we're blaming. We pulling the trigger. People to people pulling the trigger. This is a people to people dialogue, When we're
Yes.
shooting to each other, that is a people to people dialogue. It's not a country to country dialogue. But this is a dialogue when we're pulling the triggers. But when we started to think about it, do we want to pull the trigger or we want to hug to each other? That is different story. And all soldiers are, it's our sons, our brothers, our sisters, our nephews. Who else? But what they doing with these weapons? I don't know. So we started to think that way. And this is why people to people dialogue is very important.
So you are right. You are right, because what we are seeing that we may be having less trade. We as Indians, we may be doing less trade with Russia or with Israel as compared to other countries. But with Russians and Israelis, we are having people-to-people contact, which is binding us, which is
right.
bringing us together. Compared to China, we are having big business with China. China exports a lot to us. Many people go from India to China for purchasing and for factory orders, all those things. But there is no public people-to-people dialogue is not there. So we can see the difference in the relationship with Russia, Israel on one hand, and with China, even though they are neighbors. You can see the difference in the relationship because people-to-people contact is not there with that country.
That is what
You are right.
That is what we started to talk about it. This is our vision for future. People to people relationship is creating the union, which is if you are bonded in love with each other, it's not breakable, And government then government will change, because government is a reflection of our minds, a reflection of individuals, and they will think differently because they cannot be different. All our governments, they cannot be different from what they are because
society.
They are a reflection of us. Because we're talking about government, but I think, hey, hello, who is a government? It's a people-to-people dialogue.
It's a people-to-people dialogue.
Right, it's the same people from our society. We call them government, but behind this is the first and last name. It's just the first and last name before each people. There is no government. There is no
government. There is
animal with name government.
It's
individuals.
It is society. It is society. It is a reflection of society.
It's a reflection of society. Yeah.
Yeah, and sir, you were talking about your last conference was in India. BRICS Forums conference was in India. So what's next you are planning for India with this coronavirus crisis? What are you planning for India and Indians in the forum?
Well, I know Indians like a very spiritual people, very hardworking people. I worked with Indian energy company before in my heritage of I'm power plant expert, and I worked with them before. India is very beautiful country, and as each society, they have some good people, some bad people. We divided them on good and bad. We have different people, like a different layer of society. So India, I mean, any country I go, I don't see the bad people. I don't see the good people. I mean, I see the good people. I don't see the bad people, and I like any country. I don't want to separate. But India is a great relationship with Russia for years. A lot
Yes.
of Right. So we have a lot of trade relationship before the huge trade. Right now, trade is down. For some reason, we need to probably revitalize the trade between Russia and India, make it better, abundant, better together. And in the last forum, we proposed to create a light business platform for the BRICS country that maybe can. We need to bring same coronavirus like stop this process, but we need to bring to level of high people who organize the BRICS to think about it. Maybe we can in better survival rate if we create a light tax platform like custom or easy platform for the BRICS country that they can survive better. And we need to create a rating of the good companies which can service each other. This is what intentions we created to BRICS become also not just a spiritual platform, but an economic and business platform, and which is attractive to not only to the BRICS country, maybe it's going to be attractive to BRICS Plus. I mean, countries we already have over 50 BRICS Plus alliance that can join BRICS.
Okay, you are having 50 BRICS plus 50 countries in alliance.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think you didn't got my question, which I was asking that time. I was asking any specific planning to do with India for more integration between the BRICS countries after Corona crisis is over. Let it be in terms of education. You were talking about digital era. Do you want to do something else which will digitally, which will via your platform, that is the BRICS platform, so that we can come close to each other?
Right, and India is famous for 5 stars software company, and
Yes.
right now I know is in.
That's why I was asking.
Right, so the Indian programmers are right now considered to be the largest contributor to the network development. Also, I know there is a huge park facility creating the platform to digital world creating. I think it's in Bangalore right now.
Bengaluru, yeah.
Yeah, Bangalore is going to be created the big digital platform that can unite all efforts for digital development and probably create education center. And but I wouldn't want I know you want to hear more about India, but from my position, I cannot say India better than China. I know what you want, and you will not hear this because I will not say that India better than China, India better than BRICS. India better than South Africa and Brazil. We're all equal. Remember, that is a very important thing. The God created us all equal, and we have to respect everybody and find good in everybody. And but Indian trade activity, Indian and Russia, is very important. We need to increase it. That is what indefinitely.
But one thing I can assure you from the side of India, that when you are talking about a digital era, definitely India will contribute a lot to this world, because we are having a very good scientific arena for digital work, especially the software work. And if you are talking about a digital era, whole digital era will be dependent then upon softwares. So I think India
That's
will
true.
contribute a lot to the world.
That's true, because it's what I say. The India is right now known like a largest five-star number of five-star companies, software companies in the world right now. Also, I would say the Russian programmers are in generally very strong. Ukrainian programmers are very strong. China is very good on the hardware development, and also there's some programming is very good, especially China is very going right now on a spaceship development, and and American programmers are very strong. But yeah, India right now, maybe because it's nature, because it's a spirituality, they're ahead of game on a quantity of the large five-star companies, because India is one of the largest population in the world countries right now. Israel programmers are very strong, and they go in a lot of stuff.
Very strong.
Just a smaller quantity than in India, but high quality as well. So, but that is why India becoming the largest platform, because right now is the demand for quantity is beside the quality. It's a demand for quantity. We need to educate people. We need to digitalize people. We need to a lot of learning curves going educating people on to be survival better rate in the digital world.
Sir, when you were talking about the change of era from mechanical to digital, our Prime Minister is trying hard for digital India since past 6 years. So I think he is a man with vision.
Yeah, that's true. He is making a lot of efforts in this direction, and he is very successful at it. Yeah.
And sir, thanks a lot for joining us, and we will be taking your guidance from time to time.
Oh, thank you very much for having me here, and a pleasure talking. I always enjoy talking with the Indian.
Namaste from India.
Namaste. Namaste.